Hello everyone, I am Asante Augustine Ewa, your tutor for today. And our topic for today is about morphemes. But then we have some objectives we have to look on. So the first one is that everyone will be able to understand what a morpheme is by analyzing of text and the applications of the understanding. So we say a morpheme is the smallest significant meaningful unit in a language. A morpheme is not identical to a word. The main difference between them is that a morpheme sometimes does not stand alone, but a word by definition always stands alone. We also have other definitions of morphemes. And a morpheme is the smallest significant meaningful unit in a language that cannot be broken down into further units. So we have some classifications of morpheme, and these are free morphemes and bound morpheme. So when you talk about a free morpheme, they are morphemes that can stand on their own and make meaning and sense. We have some examples of these free morphemes. So we have a word like man, run, happy, and then love. These are all examples of free morphemes because they can stand on their own. We also have bound morphemes, and they are also a kind of morphemes that cannot stand on their own unless they are attached to free morphemes before they can make a meaningful meanings. So some examples of these bound morphemes are er. We have ness, ness. We have ment. We have or. We have ion. We have s, and then we have for. These are all examples of bound morphemes. We also have some examples of bound morphemes, and bound morphemes are classified into inflectional and derivational morphemes. So the question is, what do you know about inflectional and derivational morphemes? So we say inflectional morphemes are morphemes that is attached to words to make the sentences or utterances conform to the rules of grammar. It involves the process which produces forms of the same word. So some of these inflectional morphemes are, we have match, we have matches, we have boy, we have boys, then a word like cat, we have cats, and then curtain. We also have send, and then we have sends. So we go on with the discussion, and then we have some other form of the bound morphemes. So we also have derivational morphemes, and it's a morphological process of forming a new word from an existing one by adding a bound morpheme. So with this we could have some examples like a word like expensive by adding IVE to have expensive. And then we have another word like examine. then adding ation to have examination. Then we have a word like exclude. We can add ing to have excluding. So the discussion goes on. Then we also have other examples of the derivational morphemes. So we have em adding to body to make embody, and then we have re adding to a word like examine to have re-examine, and then un to tie to make it untie. Yes. We also have classifications of derivational morphemes, and then one is full morphemes. We have empty morphemes, we have prefix and suffix, we have noun morphemes, we have base or root morphemes. So with this, we can say full morphemes are morphemes that have meanings. They function in grammar. The word boy has meaning. That is a young male child. So we also have empty morphemes, and we say they are morphemes that do not have meaning. The word as has no meaning. We also have empty morphemes. We also have prefix. That is, prefix are morphemes that are affixed to proceed or precede a root word. So we have some examples of these words. So we have in adding to complete to make it incomplete. We also have in adding to attention to make it inattention. We also have mini adding to bars to make it mini bars, and then we have skirt adding to mini to make it mini skirt. So we also have suffixes, and they are morphemes that are attached at the end of a base word. And some examples are, we have dom, dom, adding to kin to make it kingdom. And then we have dom adding to official to make it officialdom. We also have erys adding to slave to make it slavery. We also had a word like refine, adding ery to make it refinery. We also have a word like faithful, adding ful to make it faithful. We also had a word like chair, adding a word like ful to make it cheerful. We also have a word like kind, adding nes to make it kindness, and then a word like bold, adding ness to make it boldness. So as the discussion continues, we also have null morphemes, and they are morphemes that has no phonetic form, and it can be also called zero morphemes. We have some examples of these null and zero morphemes, and these are, we have sheep, and then a word like staff. So we also have base or root morphemes. Base and root morphemes gives the word its principal meaning. Example, the word develop in developmental. And we have some examples, other examples too. We also have different ones. Maybe we might discuss it later on. So your questions are welcome. You can ask anything. Maybe you might find it difficult. Be certain about everything under morpheme. Thank you for staying with me for the discussion above. Goodbye.